Come and take a class at the Alteration.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another great episode of Alter Academy, where we have another special guest who is absolutely dominating the early Fabled meta tournament after tournament. Today I have Maelstrom's very own Beanie Bro, Xenulous.
What's up, man? How's the morning going?
It is going good. I got up at 6 a.m. today to play my SLTC tournament match against the Australian Jesse, and he got me in a very, very, very tight best of three, and I was on Amber Sealed, not too far off from the Decklist you're playing. So I'm a bit tired this morning, more than usual.
No, for sure. I mean, if you start off the day with a tournament match, I mean, you're already just starting off with some high pressure intensity. So hopefully it levels off from there, right?
Oh yeah. And so I'm excited to have you on. I have not done any content with you, so this is very exciting. I know we've chatted quite a bit, but I'm excited to hear your thoughts on Amber Steel. So I guess without further ado, let's talk about this deck list.
Yeah, sure. So as you know, Sky, the Maelstrom teammate, took home the first North American CCQ with basically this list. This list has the name Stolen Valor just because it's literally his list. I just changed the Svens for Lilo's
Yep.
because I felt like I needed a crutch in the other Steel matchups.
Yeah, that's fair.
As much as I try to get away from it, I, in my heart and soul, am a control player. So having something else that allows me to brawl back on the board against Amethyst Steel, against opposing Amber Steels, Lilo just kind of fits that bill for me. There are times where she doesn't do a lot, but I mean, she's inkable. So I feel like tech cards like that are pretty easy to slot in.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Sky's list has kind of been close to what I'm playing as well, and it's just so consistent and allows you to be so aggressive with the altars, which I'm sure you'll showcase here shortly.
No, for sure. I mean, having as many uninkables as it does, you would think you would break a lot more. But Mulan allowing you to filter is pretty easy, and you can operate the deck on 3 ink pretty easily.
Oh, you can operate it on 2 ink too. I've won games at 2.
Yeah. I mean, like if you're playing against Blurple, for instance, I mean, you just kind of put them in situations where they have to have Into the Unknown or Hades.
Yeah.
So you can realistically just stop inking at 2 against them, and they'll naturally get you to 4.
Yeah, and then you can be so greedy on these Fire the Cannon amounts because the Mulan is just... that's one of my most pitched cards with Mulan. I don't know if you've run into that as well.
So I... believe it or not, I don't really have my Fire the Cannons stick together too often. It's always Doc. Like, I always draw an extra Doc that I'm having to pitch away with Mulan, and I'm like, that's not what I want to see. But, if I would trade that happily. I would love to be pitching Fire the Cannons instead of Docs to Mulan.
Oh, for sure. All right. Well, let's go straight into some altars then. Let's zoom out here, get us going. And here at Alter Academy, we always start blind on the play. So let's do that again.
Blind on the play. Oh, man. This is super awkward, to be honest. Like, you have the Rhino shift line. You have a Lady Troubadour, but you don't have a strength to take care of Troubadour. Pete is fine, but you also don't have a Doc or a Tiana, so any drawing.
Yeah, I'd love this hand on the draw. Do not love this hand on the play at all.
Yeah, no, like if I was on the draw, this is like probably a full keep, to be honest. But on the play, I'm probably shipping back. Man, this is hard. Just because like Lady is powerful on 3, but you don't have something huge that you're getting big value off of her.
Yeah.
And you still you don't have a Doc, you don't have a Tiana, you don't have any of your early game let's go fast. You just have the Rhino shift line. So I'm probably pitching back the Lady, the Pete, and a Cannons.
Gotcha. I'm pretty close with you. I'd probably also pitch the Troubadour, but I like this as well.
I mean, so I don't disagree with the possibility, but say you do find your strength, then Troubadour immediately becomes the best 2-drop you can have.
True. Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a gamble. It's not going fast because it's not Nala, but having the flexibility of being able to ink it, or also just cool, if I find the strength now, it's just immediately what I want to do on 2.
Agreed. All right, and let's see what we get. And we get not bad, not
Okay.
bad.
No, it's not bad. We're able to like pivot, right? So we can still, throw out the troubadour and hope we hope we draw. But if we
Yeah,
don't, and say our opponent goes slow, we have a lot of lore in our hand now. So I don't hate it.
yeah. I love having a lot of two questers. All
Anything with
right,
2 lore pips is just what we want.
let's go blind on the draw now. And ooh, this is
Ooh.
this is so good, so good. Uh,
I'm gonna be honest. I think I would like full keep this.
yeah, yeah. I like we could be greedy and send the Pluto and Lady to try and get more one drops, but you could just be safe and full keep as well. So,
Right. Like with the full keep, right? Say you're on the draw. You have your guaranteed inkable in Pluto because it's just a little bit slow when you're on the draw.
yeah,
And then you have your 1 2, you have your 1 drop, you have a 2 drop, you have a lady with another one, so you can just feed that strength. I mean, on the draw, just as a general game plan, I don't know that it gets much better than this.
yeah. All right. We shall keep our 0 or alter our 0. Oh, I stumbled there. All right. Now let's go into a mirror match on the play.
Ooh. So this is interesting because you said on the play, yeah?
Yeah, on the play.
On the play, like I'm probably still keeping a singular Pete. I don't know that I would keep both. But Daisy is Daisy's fine as a 1 drop. Penny also fine. The rhinos just allow you to man, we can either hard mole for the rhino shift line, which is just amazing in the mirror,
Oh yeah.
or we can be a little bit greedy and just ship back the second rhino and the second penny and just see what we get. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this one?
We're on the draw. And or no, we're
Oh,
on the
we're on the.
play. No, we're on the sorry.
As
We're
I
on,
say, we're
yeah,
on the
we're
play.
on the
Yeah.
play. We're on the play, and we're in a mirror match. So I don't like going slow, but Daisy is also kind of deadly if like you don't cross the finish line in time because they will have a ton more resources. Pete
Yeah.
is very strong, so um, I'd probably send Pete and a singular penny back, and that way I have 3 1 drops to go wide with, and I might actually send this penny back too, and try and make sure we get strength and fire the cannons. Uh,
Yeah. Like I absolutely see
yeah,
the argument
this
for
is
that.
probably what I'd go with.
We're really close in our thought process because my we're just off on 1 card that we would alter. My I think my initial gut reaction would be to fire back or ship back a singular penny and a rhino just so you have the 1 copies of Daisy, Penny, Rhino,
Yeah,
Pete. But I absolutely see what you're saying because Penny, she's kind of a low impact immediately, and in the mirror you're just trying to establish things that you can sing strength with or find to fire the cannons. And Penny is just kind of, I mean, she's a 1/2 that she's not really protecting anything in the tempo
yeah.
we're able to play her at the moment.
I've seen some nasty pennies though, where they'll play penny on the Tiana on the turn I'm gonna strength it when I'm on the draw, and then all of a sudden I have to have 5 characters and I can't take their Tiana out, and I just like lose the game because of that. So penny is pretty crazy at times, but not in like the real early game, I'd say. So
No, I would say in this hand she's just kind of awkward. So I agree with
yeah,
you. I think I would ship back the second penny.
okay. Let's alter, see what we get here, and
Immediately so much better. Whoa.
yeah, so we're likely going to, just because of our ink concerns, having to ink the Rhino and play the Null out on 2, which is totally fine on the play. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and then we got the P. This is a hand where we
So
might
like
actually be inking Pete because we don't have any like way to sing stuff, and if they have it, they have it, but we gotta empty our hand for dock and stuff. This is an interesting one.
yeah, no. So like I think my first ink in this hand is one of the rhinos for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
But then like it opens you up to turn 2 you can either play Nala or you depending on what they do, you can um like let's just say we draw an uninkable, you can ink the Pete, then play the second rhino, play fire the cannons.
Yeah.
Um
And
I don't know. Like this hand opens up like a few decision trees that will be incredibly important depending on what you draw after this.
Yeah, and I do like to point out that the Rhino might actually be better on turn 2 than the Daisy, just to like give less resources early, and then you kind of play the Daisy when you need to just close out quick. So
Yeah.
I'm with you there on that decision. I think a lot of people are too kind of greedy in the mirror match with Daisy, which you can be on the play, but on the draw is slightly different.
Yeah, no, on the draw she can be really awkward, like you were saying. She just kind of fuels your opponent. I mean, you're looking at a deck that has over 45 characters. So
Yeah.
like the odds of her missing a character are pretty low. If you do, it feels like the
Yeah, when
greatest
you hit
quest in the
strength,
world.
it's
And you're
just
like, I'm so smart, I'm amazing. There's no one ever better at the game than me. But
yeah.
like no, on the draw, like I really don't feel bad about this hand, to be honest.
No, no, I'm liking it. Wait, this was on the play or on the draw? Now I'm losing it. Oh man, I'm tired already.
I'm losing it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I think this was on the play, right?
We did it.
Yeah,
No,
because
no,
we
you're
kept
right. It's on the
because we
play.
kept Pete. Yeah. This is on the play. All right.
Yeah.
So
This is on the play.
we'll get it together, guys. It's early. We'll go into a mirror match on the draw now.
Okay, we'll say that again. On the draw. Oh man.
We got 2 important cards here.
Oh man. I'm gonna be honest. Because I have the rhinos, I'm probably shipping back both Nalas.
Yeah, I'm always shipping Nihilus back on the draw.
Now the debate becomes how greedy do we get to try to find the one drop rhino? Are we shipping back the lady? Or are we shipping back Tiana? Because if we find the correct one drops, lady could potentially just be better than Tiana.
I think Lady's like the best card in the mirror match, and especially on the draw and with strength. I'm probably treating Lady as uninkable in this hand, and
It's
would
totally
rather
fair.
would rather get rid of Tiana.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. But like on the draw, I'm absolutely not shipping back either of those rhinos.
Either of them.
I don't know, dude.
I'm shipping both back on my.
You're shipping both rhinos.
Yeah.
You're not even trying to find the shift rhino. I don't. So here's my thought. On the draw, there's just nothing they can do to stop. Like they can fire the cannons your one drop, but then that's what they did with that ink total, and they had to have exactly fire the cannons.
Yeah.
I'm going hard for the rhinos because they just get you there.
Yeah.
I could see an argument for shipping out one and just getting greedy to try to find the one drop. So like I would, now that we've talked through it, I would probably ship back the second one, but for sure not both.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that too. I just like my one drops. So.
No,
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with the one drops, but like Rhino is just so disgusting in the mirror.
It is. It makes them not quest with Daisy and stuff too. If you like play the one drop Rhino on turn 1 as well. So.
Yeah, and then
slows
like
them down.
like I said, kind of baits their fire the cannons to take out that one drop instead of pinging damage here or doing something else.
Yeah.
So like just having the initial threat of the one drop. If you find the one drop after this altar, like it's gonna be so good. But
Yeah, I like this. All right, let's see what we get here.
okay.
Yeah, this is definitely workable. Probably, unfortunately, gonna have to ink the Rhino though.
Yeah. Our game plan of the shifting Rhino, I think, just falls apart because I think if there was any other inkable that in that Nala slot, I think we'd be fine
Yeah.
to keep it and try to play towards it. But because of the Nala, it just makes it a little awkward.
Yeah, and this hand's not bad, and we definitely have some power and some power spikes. But if they have just kind of a runaway start, yeah, there's probably nothing we can do. But it is winnable.
So then, as a thought experiment, like say your first ink's Rhino, are you turn 1 playing Aurora so you can play out Mulan for free the turn after, and then possibly play out the Nala on 2?
It would really depend what they have. If they Aurora, I would probably Mulan to check the Aurora if they go for it, so they can't just like turbo Aurora into 2 or 3 extra freebies. If they play like anything else, I'm probably gonna Aurora and then Mulan into Nala, and then now all of a sudden we're pushing down a lot of lore. And then if we draw something else, then we can lady into something and then go off on strength, and we're feeling pretty good there with like
Now I'm the on the play deck.
yeah. All right, let's go into Blurple on the play now, which I think is my favorite matchup for this deck.
Blurple on the play. Man. So this is interesting. I think like Lilo's a free ship every time, I think.
Yeah.
And I think also the Shift Rhino, 100%. But now it becomes like, how greedy do we want to get? Because we don't have strength, so Troubadour loses a little bit. Like we don't have the guaranteed strength, so Troubadour loses a little bit of his power. But he is also against Blurple, I think, one of the strongest things you can do on two other than Nala.
Yeah.
Because it puts the threat of maybe I have the strength. And then if you find, like, I think Daisy is just kind of the de facto one drop. Unless
Oh,
you
yeah.
have Tiana, then it's Aurora.
Yeah.
So, man, here I'm probably shipping back the Rhino and the... Yeah, I'm probably shipping back the Rhino, and then I think from there I go just to see like what I get, because depending on if I draw Tiana or not, then it affects what my turn one play is. Like Aurora or Daisy here could be amazing,
Yeah.
but it depends on what these next cards we get are.
Yeah. I'm very different from you on this one. I would be sending Lady Troubadour back and keeping the small Rhino. So just keeping
Really?
Aurora, Daisy, small Rhino.
Talk me through that. Why?
The wider you go, the better versus Blurple. There's nothing really on turn 3 I'm going to be wanting to strength since we're on the play, and so the Troubadour singing early is not going to do anything. He's just kind of slow for lore-wise. And so if I go Aurora and then I end up drawing a Tiana, we're really happy there. But worst case scenario, we follow up with Daisy and Rhino, or we could, if we don't draw it, we could Daisy first, and then all of a sudden we've got 4 lore by the time they're going. And then also this gives us more hits to hit fire the cannons in case they hit the 1-drop. And so I don't know. I just like to play wide, and fast, and I don't like the 1-questers on the play with Troubadour.
I for sure think like this particular thought experiment just kind of shows the difference in our play styles,
Yeah.
right? This is like I said at the beginning, like the reason why I included Lilo in the deck is because at my heart and soul, I'm a control player.
Yeah.
So I always look at it from an angle of, if they do X, can I remove it to just continue turning sideways with my little guys?
Oh, yeah.
And Lady being able to tempo out something if I get it, I just feel like is super strong. I for sure see the value in shipping her back right now, though, just because you don't have like the Doc, you don't have the Tiana, you don't have something that's a little bit higher impact. But maybe in these 3 cards you get it. But I absolutely see like you're just going wide into Blurple because, I mean, they just can't deal with X amount of characters that fast,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, my favorite Blurple on the play is if you play like Nala on turn 2, they really can't take it out until at least their turn 4, and so it's getting 6 lore minimum, which is very nice.
Assuming they don't have Rafiki.
Yeah, that's true. I just fire the cannons it, but if I yeah, but
I just
then
always
can't
have
play
fire
Nala.
the cannons.
All right, let's see what we get with your altar, and here we
Oh man.
are we have a little slow of a hand, but
Yeah, no, I think this is a little slow. Man. This ended up being a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. Our next like 2 to 3 draws just really determine
yeah, for sure.
how the game goes after that.
We really need to draw strength, or I think we're gonna be a little slow here. Or like if we just go Daisy and they kind of whiff on a 1-drop, we can crack back and take a lot of lore there. But yeah, this is definitely
Yeah.
a slower hand, so Daisy might not even be the best option of giving them resources. Because Blurple
think-
runs out of resources if you don't Daisy them pretty quick, and they struggle to get to that 7th ink for Hades.
Yeah. I think, man, I think of all the authors we've done, this might be the roughest spot
Yeah.
we just initially put ourselves in, which still like is not impossible depending on how, like I said, the next 2 to 3 draws go. If we end up finding a Doc, if we end up finding just any other decent 2 or 1 drop that we can tempo out with Lady, I think we'll end up salvaging it. But at the moment, it's looking a little rough.
Yeah, this one's not as bad, but in my tournament match last night versus Pandemonium Heart, I opened with 3 strength and Fire the Cannon on my on the play game, and I barely got there just because Nala quested for 12. uh,
The invincible Nala, she never dies.
yeah, well, she got You're Welcome too, so she was a nice card advantage as well. But yeah, there's some
Easy 2-drop 12 lore that draws me 2 cards. Best card in the game.
love it, love it. Yeah, there's Nala's such an interesting card because there's games where she just like solos the entire game and they can't do anything, and then there's games where they John Silver it or Bell it, and you're like, ugh.
Oh no! So like, I mean,
Yeah.
just as a quick piggyback off of that. So in Denver at the CCQ, somebody was running an Amethyst Steel list that had, I think it was just a 1 of Nala,
Yeah,
and randomly throughout the day, people were like, "It's Amethyst Steel, so you don't expect an aggro tool like that." But randomly, they just play out the Nala, and you're using your other resources to take out, Genie, or taking out a Yzma, or taking out a Dumbo, and then they play out a Nala, and all of a sudden she just free quests for 9, and you're like,
yeah,
"What is
yeah.
my life?"
That's a big issue. All right, let's go to Blurple on the draw, and hopefully we have a nicer one here. Oh, good.
Ooh.
We finally hit the Tiana package here. We got like kind of everything we want on the draw except for maybe Troubadour, but we don't need Troubadour because we got Aurora Tiana.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, dude. I think I'm full keeping this.
You're full keeping this. Okay.
Yeah, because like I mean, you have Aurora into Tiana into Aurora, Tiana, Nala, and then like you're just off to the races, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're just forcing them to have exact answers. And for Blurple, when they're already on the play, they kind of have a set idea in mind anyway. So with the Fire the Cannons, you already have you have a way to possibly stop the elephant. And if they miss the elephant, you just full win, I think, from this
Yeah.
position.
And if they have a 1-drop, you still probably take the Tiana line and then lose the Aurora. But if they Basil, you're pretty happy taking that trade. If they
Oh
trade
yeah.
into the Aurora, they probably don't if they have Elephant, to be honest. And then you kind of save your cannons and you're feeling pretty good. But yeah, I'd agree. I like this.
Like this is just you're just off to the races. It's so hard for Blurple to deal with double Tiana
Oh
into
yeah,
just any other 2 lore quester, and Nala just being the ever-present threat next to the Tianas. You're all of a sudden putting them in a position of, do you into the unknown my big lore, or do you into the unknown the thing that will stop you from interacting?
yeah, for sure. All right, let's do Emerald Sapphire on the draw now.
Ooh,
For the sake of time, we're just doing on the draws now for the remaining decks.
that's
This would
totally
have been
fair.
such a good on the play hand, though.
Oh no, like on the play, I'm just like, man, I'm gambling. On the draw, I think this just gets so much more awkward because I against Emerald Sapphire specifically, I feel like you have to have Fire the Cannons
Hmm.
or Strength, or
Yeah.
you're just dead in the water. So, man, like I'm honestly probably shipping back both Daisies, the Rhino, and maybe even the Tiana, like just because you've got to find your removal.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on this one?
We could play the Sky special where when Sky has 2 daisies, he just says, "Let's go for it," and ships everything but the 2 daisies. But like that's more on the play line, so I don't like that as much.
Yeah.
I am probably I don't love Doc as much in the Emerald Sapphire matchup. I'm just trying to make sure I get the cannons, and so when I'm sending like a lot of cards back, I don't like to keep Doc because if I hit another one, I'm sad. But we also have Mulan, so it's not as big of a hindrance. So I can be convinced to keep it, but I'm probably shipping Lady here and giving us just more chances to find those Fire the Cannons and strengths. And
Yeah,
then
I can agree with that. My only thought with Lady was just having the guaranteed singer that can tempo out something else to
yeah,
buff up your board enough so you can hit a Donald, so you can hit a Baymax if you end up getting to 5 characters. Just putting yourself in a position to like easily tempo out to 5 characters. But like right now, because of how possibly awkward this is, yeah, I think I agree with the doc actually. the taking out the dock. Now that we've talked through it, my thought was keeping the dock because if you find something else undesirable, you have the Mulan, and he's possibly an easy filter.
Yeah.
But
And then in this matchup specifically, the dock is sort of anti-synergy because of how much you want the strength for the Donald and the Clarabelle 3 turns. And so there's been a few times where I have to play the dock and not draw because I need that body to play the strength. And
yeah,
I don't like that.
that's entirely fair.
All right, let's see what we alter here.
Ooh.
Not bad. We really need that fire the cannons, but
Really need a strength and fire the cannons.
yeah. But if we draw those,
Like,
we're feeling fine.
yeah, no. If you find a fire the cannons or a strength, you have enough to put on a decent amount of pressure pretty fast.
Yeah, this is just the deck, guys. That like, if you take out their shift targets, they just can't do anything for like 3 turns in a row besides play a John Silver. And if they miss that John Silver too, boy, you're eating good.
Oh yeah, like that's just the entire key for any deck against Emerald Sapphire. Take out their early game weenies, and then they just kind of flounder and
Yeah,
play another sail and try to ink up to try to ink up to their songs or ink up to a Hades. It just makes it awkward for them because all their shift targets are 4 and 5. So as soon as you take those out, their entire game plan is like, oh,
yeah, because they don't have
my
anything
hand.
else to play.
Yeah, I mean, they just literally like everything they want to do just completely falls apart.
Yeah, yeah. All right, and for the last one today, you touched on Amethyst Steel. Let's go to Amethyst Steel on the draw.
So I think against Amethyst Steel, I'm always keeping Pete for sure, especially on the draw.
Mm-hmm. With you there.
See, like this is awkward because you have a line where you can just go turn 1 Aurora, turn 2 free Mulan into a penny, turn 3 Lady Doc if you want to. Or you can just hold the Lady Doc depending on what we draw, and your turn 3 can be another 1-drop, 2-drop, and then your turn 4 can be Lady Doc.
Yeah.
This goes really like this is a potential to go really fast and refill. So like I'm kind of tempted to just keep, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to keep too. My only issue is I do not like Aurora on the draw without Fire the Cannons because it's always going to like negatively trade to any of their early game stuff.
Sure.
And so that I could be convinced to ship like Aurora away, but I really like Mulan as my turn 1 play in this matchup, but I think it's just one of those like however I'm feeling that day. I could full keep where I could send one back.
Yeah, like I think this is one of those where you can make the argument for either. Because like you could keep this, and then depending on what their turn 1 play is, you can choose the Aurora line or the Mulan line.
Yeah.
But this allows you the flexibility, and then depending on what happens, you have a pretty free ink with Rhino.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like so I tend to be in the mindset of if I have a decently good hand, I don't know that I'm going to ship back 1 just to try to find something else because unless it's exactly fire the cannons or strength, I'm pretty happy with this hand, and
Yeah,
I know
that's
what
true.
my ink path is looking like going forward. You know.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's see what we get. uh, all right. Well, Xenulous, thank you for coming out today and doing Alter Academy. I really appreciate it. It has been awesome to get you on here finally. Is there anything you wanted to say to the crowd before we get out of here today?
Yeah, come over to the Maelstrom Discord. We have a wonderful time over there. Literally everything that we're working on, we put in all of our deck threads. We answer questions every day. I know we have a lot of games that are being played in our subscriber portion of the Discord as well throughout the week. We're having a lot of fun with the Fabled meta. We're all working really hard towards Milwaukee to make sure we're in as best shape as we can be, but we also want to make sure everybody else is in as best shape as they can be,
Oh yeah.
being that this is the first this is the first DLC we've had in I don't even know how many months. I mean, it feels like forever since Continentals happened. What was that, February? January?
January 6th, I think. Uh, I remember specifically because it's always the first weekend. It was the first weekend of the year, and that's the one weekend a year I have to work, so I couldn't actually go.
You think I remember because it's my birthday weekend.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
But no, everything that we do over in the Maelstrom Discord, we try to share as much as possible, just keeping everybody up to date in the Fabled meta, and we're having a great time. Come say hi.
Yep. And the link down there is in the description, so we'll make sure to get that to you. If you want to go in there, go click that link and get into their Maelstrom Discord. All right, everybody. This has been another great episode of Alter Academy. I will be off next week because I will be at the Babylonia DLC, and so we'll have a few weeks off, but we'll be back in 2 weeks. So until then, have a good time, everybody. Bye now.